Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Streamers Unmasked, everybody. The podcast where you get to find out about the lives, loves, and maybe even libations of the streamers that we fill our lives with. What is Streamers Unmasked? Why is Streamers Unmasked? Well, Streamers Unmasked is a podcast where we get... read the same thing twice. Yeah, Zal. Anyway, streaming / content creation is hard. It's very difficult. Whether you start content creating to hang out with friends, to become rich and famous, to show off your mad, sick gaming or art skills, or just have a damn good time, no matter your motivations, it's not an easy task, and there are literally millions of other people you are contending with. You're putting yourself out there in hopes to connect with others, and there's a real chance, literally, every time you go live, absolutely nobody being there. There's also about 1,000 different things that go on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes with the camera on, and all those things could go right or wrong at any given time. Meanwhile, streamers are everyday people with real lives, feelings, hopes, and real expectations. The name for the podcast, Streamers Unmasked, comes from a poem from Paul Laurence Dunbar named We Wear the Mask. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This that we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouthed with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but O great Christ our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh the clay is vile beneath our feet and along the mile. We'll let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. My interpretation of this poem, as it always has been, is that in our lives we put a mask on and we show a brave face. We try to show everybody that we're doing okay, whether that's true or not. And as streamers, we often wear fancier and more elaborate masks than others. We come out here to try to entertain everybody, not usually letting our real selves come out, whether it's feelings about certain situations or just maybe we're having a bad day. That's not what we're trying to focus on. We're trying to focus on giving everybody who comes to our streams a good time. The format for the podcast is we are going to start with IRL/real life questions, move on into gaming questions, and towards the end we'll do streaming questions. We'll do audience questions in the middle of the streaming questions, and and then we'll do just a couple more pieces before we end. Without further ado, this week's guest, surprisingly, is BettyBPlaysGs. Welcome to Streamers Unmasked, Betty B. How are you doing today?
Hi, everyone.
Look at that. I even made sure your audio was working properly before we moved over to this transition, so everything's going well.
Pro streamer.
I could have done way worse. I usually do. It's okay. I understand.
Thank you for inviting me on here, Zell. I was really looking forward to getting on here eventually. So,
yeah, I'm sorry, Nate, sick today. As I told you earlier, I don't want anybody to be a backup, right? Period. Not just you, anybody. I don't know how else to word it, but I want whoever comes on here to be the main event of the podcast. Obviously, we had some unfortunate circumstances, if you will. Maybe you'll call them unfortunate circumstances today. Nate's sick. He couldn't get a hold of me because he was just in bed. But graciously, we have the wonderful Betty B Plays here instead, which is definitely no worse of a guest. But are you a better guest?
Well, that's yet to be determined.
So, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. I got off work, had my dinner, and actually at work, you contacted me to do this podcast. So I spent the whole afternoon worrying about my unmasking, I will say. So, but I am glad to be here for sure.
Well, I'm glad you're glad to be here. I don't want you to stress yourself out over being unmasked, Betty. Betty's like, I don't want to fuck this part up. I don't want to fuck this part up. The part that people might think is like the least important, but he's just like, I need to not fuck this up. I need to do the best. I need to have the best unmasking. Don't say something you shouldn't. Only say the things you should.
Or I should just take a book out of Zell and just say whatever the shit comes to my mind.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's how I did mine in the concept piece. I literally didn't write anything down. I knew the question was in there, and I just fucking started talking, and some shit came out, and it's all true. I mean, take it or leave it. It was all true.
Well, I want to be more like Zell, so I guess I'll do it that way.
um, I would start out by getting to know you a little bit better. Any basic information you would like to share with us. Where are you from? How old are you? What do you do for a living? Things like this.
Well, my name is Betty B. Well, that's my gamer name, and that's the name I tell people. I am 37. 37? Calculating. Yes, 37 years old, so pretty old. I have a kid and a husband, Jay, who's in chat there. Hi, Jay. And I live in the great state of Missouri in the middle of the country. I work in HR as an analyst, so doing some IT work for an HR department. But that's about what you need to know about me. I have 2 cats too, and you might hear them eventually, and I'm sorry. Yes.
I can't believe you're about to leave out the cats in this whole situation.
I know, actually, right? They're part of the family too.
Believe it or not, that's a question I added recently, and I added it after having like weeks of knowing people had cats in here and animals, and I added it, and I'm like, people are gonna be so mad at me because they're gonna be like, Zell, what about my cat? Actually, 2 weeks ago we had our first ever cat guest star.
Cat cam. I loved it. It was so good.
I was hoping it would work because Neff asked me. He was like, "Is this the thing I could do?" And I'm like, "I have no fucking clue. We'll try it though. You will try it."
I don't have anything fancy like that, but I'm sure my cats will make their presence known eventually. They always do.
So you said that you work in HR. What is your educational background then?
So I actually have a master's degree, an MBA, and I have that in human resources. So that's kind of what led me to that path. But I also did a lot of IT work before that. So this was just the perfect combination of doing the 2 things that I love, which is, the support stuff for IT and working in human resources. So, I
mean, it's got to be nice to be doing something you love. I tried for that. I tried for something I was good at. I did math.
Speak of the devil. Look.
Oh, the kitty. My cat stayed away from the stream for the longest time, and then she came in here one day and stepped on everything and literally messed up the stream on the one computer and the chat on the other computer. Pressed some crazy ass button combinations. You know how they do.
I know we'll get into this eventually, but cats are like detrimental to actually being focused on a stream.
No, they are though. Like mine. I don't know if you've ever had your cats do this to you. I hope not. So, my cat gets in the baby's crib when he's napping.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it will wake him up, and it is not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Especially when Mr. Man starts getting grumpy later in the same night because literally nobody, because he didn't get enough sleep because of that kitty.
Well, the good thing is when we put our kiddo to sleep, the cats are kept away from it. So we close the door. They can't get in. So good thing there.
Unfortunately, the baby's door won't close all the way.
No.
It makes me very sad. Panda Bear dead. But where is it? I'm not sure, to be honest. It depends on how grumpy he gets before the end of the night, isn't it? Wait, let me just recalculate here. Betty's answering all the questions before they came up. She's a fucking cheater. She's like, "Oh, I'll tell you all about my family, and here's a cat right here."
Because I've been watching all your podcasts since day one. Maybe not when they're live, but I've always watched them after the fact because I'm a huge Unmasking fan.
Actually, I am sincerely appreciative about your statement over the podcast, and
I want to get to know
It's always good to
streamers.
know whatever it is. It's always good to know that somebody's interested, even if it's just one person, even if it's just Betty, guys.
You have one, Zell.
Actually, my original thing when I put it on YouTube was I thought like, well, I mean, it still does decent. YouTube sucks. Just if you ever think about starting a YouTube, just
Nope.
don't bother. I can't like I thought about like original stuff, content to put on there. Like I have my podcast, which I love, and it's always nice for people to be able to go and watch however many they want. But like for real,
Is that where you were originally?
Hmm?
Like you were on YouTube originally for gaming?
Um, I actually didn't have a YouTube until like 6 months ago, and then I started one just as a fuck all because I have a theory about YouTube and Twitch. That is proving to be true, but I have a theory of that if you want to grow on Twitch using YouTube, then you need a big enough Twitch to send over to the YouTube and then send it back over to the Twitch. That's my theory. So far, it's proving to be pretty accurate because I'm not very big on Twitch, and my YouTube ain't doing shit. But also, it's hard because like picking whether or not to stream or to do a YouTube video. I mean, come on, who wouldn't rather stream?
Right. No, agreed.
You have any hobbies outside of Twitch, Betty?
Oh God, way too many to even count. I am a board gamer. I love playing board games. Actually, there was one stream early on when I didn't know what to stream that my husband Jay and I tried to play. Oh, I even forget the name. Oh, it was Fog of Love. And so we actually tried streaming a board game. It didn't go too well. Nobody could really see it. But we might revisit that later because we do love board games a lot.
Wait, how many board game streams have you had?
That was the one and only.
Oh,
So
I was there. I remember.
yeah,
this
you
I
were
remember
there.
this. I remember being like, "What the fuck are these people doing?"
I agree. You should have warned us then, Zell. Thank you for being such a great friend.
I was like, "What is going on? I can't see shit."
Thanks, Zell. Thanks, Zell. Nice to have a girl's back.
I mean, like the first interaction you have with somebody can't just be. So it's not you, by the way. I know other people that do like Dungeons and Dragon streams. I can't. I just can't. I can't. I try. I can't even sit there and like, even pretend to chat or nothing. I just go to a different stream. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, please just enjoy your game. I'm fucking gone.
Apparently, it went great. Spacely's on my side.
Well, I'm glad that it went
Hey,
good.
Spacely. But
I mean, it would
yes,
have helped if you could see what the cards were, but that's unimportant, you know?
Yeah, you don't need to know that.
Details.
Love playing board games. Love putting together puzzles. Not an avid reader, but I do like to read. I love anime. So this wall back there, all of that, and the wall to the other side, all anime. We collect art prints, we collect collectibles. So like my husband and I, we just love games and everything nerd culture. So I love it all.
I just appreciate that I'm feeling like Betty's trying to speedrun these questions faster than she speedruns Dr. Mario. Over here, fucking, I love reading. I know you're going to ask, oh, you want to talk about anime? I got a bunch of that too. All right. Well, I'm going to assume you don't have cable because I'm tired of asking people if they have it and nobody ever does. Or do you?
We do.
Oh, you do? Congratulations, you're the winner of the cable giveaway. You can pay for your own cable.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
You're the first person. Okay, why do you have cable then? I must know. Other than you can clearly afford it.
They bundled it. So we recently got rid of Netflix because we had a hacker who kept changing our account over to them and charging us the premium edition, blah, blah, blah. But we recently got rid of Netflix, if that helps.
This is like a new development. It's like, are you from a different world? You have cable but not Netflix?
I know, right? And I don't know if Hulu is still a thing. I don't have that either.
Sorry,
I have Disney Plus.
I think I had a seizure there.
I have Disney Plus. I have a kid. You have to have Disney Plus if you have a kid.
You do. No, you absolutely do. Because if your kids can't watch any and all of the Disney movies you watched when you were little, that's a sin against all of mankind, if you ask me.
Yeah, you can't even call yourself a parent if you don't do that.
So, I usually don't like doing this. Okay, never mind. I'll do that later.
Oh God, I have something to look forward to. Okay.
Well, no, I just reread something. So you like anime? I am gonna go with, because of your stack of anime that you've talked about multiple times. Not here, obviously. This is your first time talking about here. But I know on your stream you were talking about letting somebody borrow some. So, what is your favorite anime?
Okay. This is a hard question, but also an easy question. The one anime that I can watch literally at any time. You ask me to watch it right now while we're doing this podcast, I will stop saying anything and just turn it on and watch, is Orin Host Club. Orin High School Host Club, because I am that person. I love
O's in the club.
Orin Host Club.
Host?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I heard Orin Hose Club, and I'm that person, and I thought you were 50 Cent, and I was all sorts of confused because you don't look anything like him.
Okay, so I got a mom joke for you, because you know I'm famous for my mom jokes, right? You ready for it?
No, I'm not.
Sorry. They also crack me up. So what did the rapper say when he went to the dollar store? Can I take this for 50 cents? I'm sorry. Okay. All right, everybody, we need to give Zell some time. He's okay.
It's like the 45 Cent concert. 50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
Nickelback? Oh, God, I'm sorry. Okay, gain composure. This is a podcast. This is professionals, okay, guys?
First, we're talking about. I don't even know why that just happened. Oh Lord, I'm done. Do you like Studio Ghibli?
Yes, I do. I don't. Yes. So my favorite Ghibli film, it would be.
I love
probably,
this, Ghibli. My favorite Ghibli. Ooh, burns, Al. You said it wrong.
Burn. Would be Spirited Away, I think. But all of them are really good. We actually got to see, I forget which one it was, but we actually got to see one of them in the movie theater, which is an experience to see. Like, you always think of...
And it was 3 years ago.
Oh, is that it?
I don't know if it was 3 years ago. I'm making sure. Was it Princess Mononoke?
Princess Mononoke, yes. And it was just so great to see a movie that you're used to watching in your house, but experiencing it with other people. But we'll get into that later. I love doing things and having a community doing it with me, alongside me. So that was just a whole experience. It really was.
Well, we got to see. So the new Arrietty came. So Arrietty came out when me and my wife were dating. We got to do the movies, and I just remember falling asleep at the end.
Oh no!
It was like right after the movie theater got really comfy chairs. Like the standard comfy chairs. We had like one of the OG comfy chair theaters, and it was just like we were both tired from school and work and shit, and it just And I think I just finally saw the rest of that movie. Yeah, it's
I
probably.
actually don't think we've seen that one. So
there's
I
a collector's box, right? That you should get.
mhm.
It's got all the
I'll have to
movies and
look
it's
at
not
it.
expensive. Definitely, everybody should have this.
We probably already have half the movies, so we're huge collectors of all things Ghibli, and I actually have a ton of puzzles that are Ghibli related. So
Really? Super
mhm.
cool. I
Yeah.
honestly can't we have a book. So our favorite is Howl's Moving Castle. We
Oh,
have a
okay.
Howl's animated, nice looking book. Which is pretty cool. We don't have any puzzles, and now I'm jealous.
The art style is awesome. I will tell you, the puzzles are even cooler than you probably are picturing because they are translucent, and if you hold them up to the light, it's like stained glass. So these things are legit beautiful works of art. I also have some puzzles that make a like little bowl, and so I use them to put my succulents in. So and those
Succulents?
are
You mean like hard candy?
no succulents like plants, aloe vera type plant. I can go get it
Why
for
would
you.
you
It's in my
use the word
kitchen.
succulent there?
That's
There's
what they're
so many things
called.
that came to mind that weren't plants. Like, Betty, get your mind out of the toilet. I mean, seriously.
That's fair. The chat knows what I meant.
Do they? Did they?
Yeah. Yes.
Basically had no idea. Jay knew what you meant because you live with him. He's your husband. You can't say the chat just because your husband knows what you're talking about.
He was the only one talking at that moment.
Get your mind out of the plane. So, what's your favorite Disney movie then? I don't need a great debate here, okay? Everybody relax.
Yeah.
Let her say it.
Yeah, let me be wrong, okay? So I would have to say my favorite because of the singability and because it's pretty darn funny is Hercules. Or should I say Huncules? There you go. Uh-oh. Aladdin, Lilo, and Stitch? You're wrong, Spacely.
I accept Hercules because it's original. Not a normal one you hear.
Oh, what do you normally hear? Aladdin? Lion King?
Just anything but Hercules. General.
Whoa! All right. You got jokes.
No, there's just so many movies that everything's like I think my daughter's favorite is Rose, one of the Frozens.
Frozen 2 is better than
if it's
Frozen
not
1.
Brave or if it's not The Little Mermaid, depending on the week.
Frozen 2 greater than Frozen 1. I'm here to start that debate right now.
I'm not here for that. I don't agree with you at all. They both had big enough flaws, but I just think Frozen 2 just had a little bit more. They could have filled in a little bit some of the bullshit, and then the ending. You know what?
I thought you weren't here for the debate, so you sure are debating, aren't you?
With a statement. I think Frozen 1's just a little bit better than Frozen 2. I don't think it's like a lot, but
Well, I like it.
If you were on a desert island and you could only eat one thing, what would it be?
Oh gosh, I forgot this question was coming up. I would probably say, God, what do I eat all the time? I love pizza. Cupcakes. Cupcakes are the one thing that you can never get sick of.
This bullshit. Like, you would get so sick eating nothing but cupcakes.
I mean, nope. I love cupcakes. For real.
Fair enough, buddy.
Coconuts. There you go.
Do you cook?
We try. We have a few recipes. I don't know. You'll have to ask Jay for that. But I mean, it looks like I eat. I do fine. We do some good recipes. I have a famous chicken and rice, so that's pretty darn good.
Told you cook. You're just not confident in your cooking.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
This is a theme with Betty. Betty's not confident in her skills.
That is going to be, yes, a theme throughout this, I'm sure.
Why don't you share a moment in your life? My favorite wording ever. I'm going to go back to the OG wording because it sounds like an attack. You share a moment that you're proud of with us, if any.
I think the moment I became a mom was really a proud moment in my life. I mean, it's when you realize that you, like the world is bigger than just you. You are responsible for someone else. And yeah, that's a pretty proud moment in my life. When I got my MBA, that was also a very proud moment. It took a lot. Like I was working full time, going to classes similar to your experience, Zell. You know how hard that is. And just to be able to finish that and be like, I did this. I set my mind to it. I did it. Very proud. Very much.
How about an embarrassing moment?
Oh God, have you guys seen my stream? I embarrass myself constantly. I think it's like a thing now. I mean, I can go back to a memory that I had when I was 5 years old, and it was gym day, and it was the balance beam, and I split my pants. Had to walk all the way to the opposite end of the school with ripped pants. That was fun. He's writing this down, isn't he?
No, I'm not. You have a good walkout story from your past, buddy. Ever just get so fed up that you walked out?
I don't think I've ever been that upset. I have a lot of family stories where I get pretty angry and I hang up on my parents. But I'm a pretty easygoing person. I don't really get angry. I remove myself from situations before it gets to that point most of the time. But I'm more of I get sad about it. So, not angry.
I wish that was me. I wish I just, instead of getting mad about something, I wish that I would just walk out. I think I'm the other one where I just like for myself to get mad about something. knowing I will be mad about something, wait for it to happen, then get pissed off at it.
Yeah, I'm always expecting the worst. Similar to that, I'm always expecting, the worst to happen and then pleasantly surprised when it doesn't.
See, we got some trolls today.
Uh-oh. So mad.
Well, as I said, you were trying to speedrun those questions, you skipped over too many. I guess it's time to ask you about video games. My least favorite. I don't know.
Wait, video games? What are those?
I don't know. Do you like them?
I love video games. I absolutely do.
Would you call yourself a nerd then?
No. I'm more of a geek.
More of a geek. Are you good
There
at video
is a
games?
whole Venn diagram of whether you're a nerd, a geek, or a dork. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I definitely am in the geek range.
And now I want to see it, but I'll have to wait till later.
Well, I will tell you, like, it's pretty simple premise. It's based on obsession, smarts, and I think, there's 3 circles. So if you're a nerd, you're obsessed and smart about it. I'm just obsessed and whatever the other word is. So I'm a geek.
I'm dork because I'm just obsessed. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
I'm just a dork. Damn. Fucking Venn diagrams. They got to make these with my intentions in mind.
Sorry, I have to control myself. Breeze and chat.
Yeah, I will.
Did you know that, Zell?
Get the fuck out of here, buddy. We don't need to talk about her. Can I go one stream where we talk about what the stream is about and not my damn mods. Like,
She's amazing.
you're just killing me today. I'm
I
reaching for
know.
all the buttons right now. I'm like, I can hit the credits button now.
I'll be good. I'll be good.
Very good. But I won't do that to you. I would never do that. I would
Just
never.
did.
I would never. What? How do you know? I would never pretend to end the stream on you, Betty. I never would. Never
Because for
would.
some reason I have your stream up. I should have learned that long ago. Never have Zell's stream open.
I don't even know. Always have Zell's stream open. Everybody always have my stream open.
I'm just kidding,
Some
Zell.
people appreciate when people mention. Don't worry, in my chat, in my stream, mods are mentioned constantly because I gotta keep knock them down a fucking peg because everybody's so fucking excited about them. You never have to deal with that in other streams. In my stream, I'm just like, stop talking to the mods like that. They're not that good.
I would watch that podcast so fast, Bree. I would watch it so fast. Sorry.
This is exactly my point. This is exactly my. Betty just nailing the fucking hammer and the nail on the coffin, just like, yeah, Zell, goodbye. Bye, Zell. Bye. Are you good at video games, Betty? Stop talking about Bree.
I would not say I'm good at video games, but I do have a few that I excel at. Such as I am a Dr. Mario speedrunner. So I'm currently 19th in the speedrun.com for Dr. Mario, which is just getting to 0 to 10 as quick as you can. So I am just over 13 minutes there, which is a pretty good time.
Not bad. I'm just under 13 minutes.
Oh, is that right?
Sorry.
I still have yet to see.
I tried. I'm not good at that game. I never would even considered playing it if you didn't play it all the time. But I've tried a couple times, and I'm just not like. I'm like, I could probably get to level 20, but I'd be so mad by the end of this. Pantheon 5 and Hollow Knight? That's my style. Dr. Mario? I mean, that people would assume would be easier.
It's not. It takes a lot of just dedication and understanding of that game, and there's a lot of tips that not many people, just casual gamers that pick up that game and play it. There's a lot of things that you won't know until you play it over and over and over and over.
Have you ever tried to play it quickly when you're? I mean, I guess if you're paying attention, you could just be like, "Oh, this game's bullshit," and throw it down. But trying to play it a little bit quicker, you realize how much has to go in, just like any other speedrun, right? It's not just oh, well, it's Dr. Mario speedrun, so it must be just like a Tetris speedrun, haha. No, there's a lot that goes into it, and patterns and stacking your blocks a certain way so that you don't just completely screw yourself.
Absolutely.
The split-second decision you're making when you're on high speed and it's at the top, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, no, it's. I will say that I didn't get into the speedrunning aspect of Dr. Mario until recently, so I'm still learning the tips and the tricks and how to actually do it well. But I've been playing Dr. Mario since I was 4 years old, since I first had my NES. So I've loved it for a long time, but now I'm just starting to excel at it.
So, speaking of when you were
little baby Betty.
What is the first video game you fell in love with?
It wouldn't be Dr. Mario, even though I did play it a lot. It would actually be a game called Trog on the NES, which is a game where you play as a dino and you collect eggs of your color. And I remembered it could be a 2-player game. And I played with my sister, and I would always win, even though she was older and she thought she knew what she was doing, but I would always win. And it was just a really fun memory playing with her. There's these cavemen that come and chase you and try and eat you, and I would always save her from being eaten. and it was fun. I highly recommend it if you guys are into retro games.
I have to ask you, though, how much older is your sister?
2 years.
Okay. So, my brother is about a year and a half older. And I whip his ass in all of them. Not just some of them. It's like, it's what makes me call myself such a good gamer, is because all my life I've known that I'm better than at least somebody.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
So what is your first console then? Would it be that NES that you played when you were 4?
Yes. So I am a OG NES gamer. I never had an Atari, even though I know that was pre-NES, but I ended up getting one eventually. So we are a collector of system. We collect systems, and we have an Atari in our family now, thanks to Jay.
I remember playing the Atari after playing the Super Nintendo and the Sega Saturn. Even just from Atari to those systems, it's just like, it's weird going back, ain't it?
Yeah.
Like,
but I love it too. Like some of the games nowadays, I'm like, yeah, you're pretty, but you have no substance. Whereas if you go back to those old games, it's just different. I like it a whole lot better. The old games just have that nostalgia factor for me, and it just means a lot more.
I've actually had conversations with Neff recently about this. Me and him kind of share a similar opinion on how we just don't understand retro games. And I think just in general, like the whole category, you know what I mean? Like the whole like hype behind all of it. Not just like a Dr. Mario or one or the other. Like, you know, the people who only stream retro games, like me and him are just both sitting in a corner just like, I don't know if I can get it.
But do you just play new games in order to just play the newest, latest, greatest, or are you playing them because you want to experience them? I think that's.
I can't go back to older games that I have no nostalgia for. Period. So like let's say Zelda or something, and I went to go play that. It's just I don't feel the same way as like Final Fantasy. Right? And I think RPGs, I think for RPGs, I can like forgive a lot more than like whether it's a platformer or whether it's an adventure game from that series, that generation. I just can't like get myself interested in an old game now unless there's some sort of something grasping me to. Whereas I feel like retro streamers are just like there for it all. Like, they might play through all of Zelda 2. You know, like, I couldn't do that.
I have yet to finish Zelda 2, if that helps you any. So
I think that gets fucking hard. Somebody was telling me there's, like, some way to cheat the system, and, like, I'm for it. No, there actually is. So, apparently what you do is you play through the game. Oh, yeah, did you have fun? Is it my fault? Or did Mommy go swimming, too? It's cold. Oh, it's warm. You go, babe? Oh, wow. Okay.
So cute. No, it's not awkward. It's cute.
It's because you don't have kids, basically. Betty's sitting over here smiling her ass off, and it's basically just like, what?
It's a
It's children. That's how kids work, basically. They will come in. Like, they don't care. You think they care? You think, go away. You think they care? You think my 2-year-old or my 7-year-old or even my 12-year-old? No, they don't go, fuck what's going on. They hear about what they need to tell me right now. She needed to tell me that she went swimming with Mom. Like, it's not even joking.
I mean, we talked before we got on here, Zell, of, the kids make no sense. They really don't. But you know what they do? One positive aspect of that is you never know what to expect in life, but you always love it. You're always along for the ride. That's what I can say, is that, kids, yes, they're rough, they're challenging, but
they're the worst I would never ever fucking have.
But I would never change a damn thing about it. It is the most rewarding thing ever.
That's so
Adults
true.
make no sense.
Oh man, All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Back on topic. Back on
All
topic.
right. Yes.
Are you PC Master Race,
Oh,
Xbox, PlayStation, and no question mark?
all right. So you want my journey through what fangirl I was.
I mean, you can
I
tell me the
used
journey. There's a whole journey involved.
There is a
I
journey.
didn't bring
So
popcorn, but
I know, yeah, just sit back, Zell. Be along for the ride. So when I was younger, yes, I did have an NES first, but that was just purely because that was the only one that was out there that people were playing. But once it got to be the SNES versus the Genesis, Sega girl all the way. Sonic was my boy. I loved it. I could not get enough of all things Genesis. And I was so sad when I couldn't get a Dreamcast because that was the first Sega system I did not have. I was sad. But no, Sega all the way. And then when they belly up flopped, that company went out of business. I was devastated and had to console my gamer wishes with Nintendo instead because Mario knew how I felt. So that's all I got. Yeah.
so are you now just Nintendo for life?
I will say there are some games that are only on the the Xbox and the PlayStation that I do enjoy. Like I think the Xbox exclusive that I had to get was Cuphead. So I there are exclusives that I ended up picking up because they were on other systems. But I am completely more comfortable with doing systems than PC. So there's that.
Cuphead at one point, Xbox exclusive.
Hmm.
I know that. I Cuphead's like one of the like those like on every system
Yeah.
games.
Now,
It,
similar to like Undertale used to be PC only.
I mean, I guess PC only kind of makes more sense for something like that, and then it gets ported off of PC. I guess porting shit's a lot harder than you would think, though. Like in my
Yeah.
head, like in most people's head, it's just like, oh yeah, just give me the fucking game on my console, and apparently it's just not nearly as easy as it could be, or should be, or would be.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I loved Cuphead. There's some stuff on the PlayStation that I only play there, which is Kingdom Hearts. I know, shout out to Spacely who loves Kingdom Hearts. So um, I I'm a fan of specific games, and I will get whatever console I can to play them.
I mean, you're also collecting consoles, so all the consoles eventually.
I don't have a PS5.
I mean, that's because it's expensive.
I know. I'll
It's.
wait. I'll
I
wait.
think I made like some weird statement on stream. This was after I had bought all my stuff, but I think the statement was, if I ever make 500 just randomly, not like if it built up and it made sense. I was like, if I randomly just get $500 out of nowhere from streaming, I'll buy a PS5 so I can stream those games. But like until then, oh god, I just bought a $22,000 gaming laptop that's like
Yeah.
not hooked
I
up yet and overcharged my credit card, and then I had to pay $600. I should have just charged my credit. Anyway, whatever. It's a long story. I'll tell it on stream sometime. They're pissed
I
off.
saw your stream to actually pick out which laptop you were gonna get. That was kind of fun to watch.
It was one of my let's try something different, right?
I like it. I like it.
Cast the wide net, pull in many small fish.
Like the show and tell. That's also awesome.
Oh, that's
I'm
coming
a
back, by the
fan.
way. That's a.
I am a fan, Zell. Like if
I'm,
I don't say it enough, I'm a fan.
I'm used to you just telling me you're a fan of everybody else, including my mods in my chat. Now it turns out now we're talking one on one, mano a mano. Now you're a fan, Betty. I get it. I get it. I get it. When you find a dead horse's head on your bed, just don't tell Jay my address.
I know it now. Did you get your postcard?
I forgot to read it. Do you want me to read it now since we're on here together? I meant
Yeah,
to the day I
sure.
got it, but I also can't turn the card over because it's got my address on it and my
Okay.
name. And your
Well, you do.
penmanship is like a typewriter. I
Oh,
just
cool.
noticed. Holy fuck. Well, mine's bad. So this is the Betty card that I got. I know it's a little small. It's a cool robot guy.
Yeah, it's
And it's
Vector
got a
Man. You
Googly
can't
sticker.
see it because he's green.
And then it says, "Hi, Azelle. Thanks so much for stopping in and to say hi. I always appreciate your banter back and forth. It has been an absolute pleasure of mine getting to know you these past few months. I can tell you put so much work into everything you do. Streaming, being a dad/husband, being a friend. Hope you known how much you are appreciated for those efforts. Catch you later, Betty B." It. I just wanted to read the typo out loud to get back at you for the Ghibli thing.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. It's not like I wasn't writing that after you claimed that, which was at like 1 a.m., but
Oh,
that's
sure.
fine.
I saw that, and like I just was like, I wanted to see what they were. That's why I did it. I was like, oh, you have. I didn't care if you sent it. I was just, but thank you, Betty. I meant to show it like forever ago. I meant to show it forever ago, and I forgot.
I'm just glad you got it because you were the one I wasn't sure of.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was because of the address thing because I couldn't like show the card because I'm bad and I've shown my address on stream before.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, it was an accident, and you wouldn't have caught it unless you clipped it, which somebody did. So,
Which you have since turned off because you're smart.
well, no, I deleted the clip. I had turned those off for today. That was the whole thing. I'm not distracted at all. Are you?
I know how this goes.
Games?
Oh God, are you? I am okay. I don't know how to say this without just getting really like the competitive juices are already flowing right now. Just asking that question.
I'm already getting sweaty.
Like I am about the games that I know how to play and about the games that I am competitive about. I'm super competitive. Like ask anybody who's played a board game with me. Ask anybody who's played a, any type of game with me. It is life or death for me. I get super competitive. That's one of the reasons why Jay loves me so much is I am a competitive person. I don't give him games, to save his manhood or whatever. I do the best I can every time I play a game.
Should.
Now, am I good at games? That's a whole nother question, but I am very competitive about them.
I'm going to tell a story that you mentioned being competitive at board games, so you'll probably appreciate this. We played Risk the other night with my children. We went camping, and I may or may not have gotten fucking furious. Like, absolutely unreasonably furious at fucking Risk. I got so mad. So, basically what happened was we started the game, and we're sitting there playing, and I lost in one turn. In the first turn, whether I was attacking or defending, I lost 90% of all dice rolls, including like repeatedly losing to my wife when she, what did she do? She got she had one army on a place, and I had multiple armies, and I lost repeatedly, and I lost my fucking shit. Like, I'm not even like, I got. If you can't tell how frustrated I got.
I feel it.
Lost my mind. Oh Lord.
I understand. Like, I'm giving you the time because I understand that I need the time when I'm just like. So yesterday, perfect example of this competitiveness. I'm in a Dr. Mario versus tournament currently, and I'm playing against some of the best of the best of the best. Like, these are the people that won the tournament the year that it live, and I was playing against one of those good people that I got demolished on previously. And it's just like, I was seething with every drop of the pill. I was just like, no, I got this. I had to act like he was an ant that I could just crush, okay? And I did it. I won those games. he was crushed, and I feel good about it.
Well, that's good.
So
I mean, except for the ants I was trying to crush were my wife and children, but
yeah. I guess that's different.
I'm just saying, like, I get competitive with every game ever. I remember apparently a card game or something. I don't know. I won't. Yeah, I'm competitive. For some reason, you said board game, and I was just like, "Yep, board games too, motherfucker. Let's go. I'm gonna win."
Yep.
Are you more
Yep.
of a Continue.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm very very competitive about everything, so I get you.
Do you like multiplayer games more or single player games?
It depends. It depends on the people I'm playing with. There are times when I love multiplayer if it's co-op, but if you're playing like versus another team of people that you know, I hate that because I don't know. I would prefer to answer your question. I would prefer playing with teams, but I would prefer to be co-op. So
I just realized the strangest lag between your camera and your voice for a second. I think it's gone now.
oh really?
It's back. It's fine.
Okay.
Nobody would even notice if I didn't point it out. I was just.
I could just talk really slow.
Yeah, you could have guessed. Are you a completionist in video games, Betty, or are you in for more of a quickie?
Okay. So this also depends on the game, but I go into a game expecting to collect everything. There are times when I give up because something is so hard to achieve that I just want to finish the game. But I went into Breath of the Wild, for instance. I went into Breath of the Wild wanting to collect every Korok seed, every single Korok seed. So, yeah, I'm a completionist.
I could not imagine trying to complete Breath of the Wild like that. And this is something in my old age that I've changed. When I was younger, there's a saying, I'm not going to use it, the family stream. It's young, dumb, and full of. When I was younger, I gamer scored as much as I could. And I would complete unreasonable tasks. And then in my old man years, there's so many fucking games. Like, if I were to 100% everything, like there's every once in a while there's a game that's so good, or like I feel like the content's so worth it. Hollow Knight was one of them, where it's just like, Korok seeds. I mean, I also kind of, I know what your reward for that is too. So.
Oh, you do? Don't tell me.
Oh.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Okay.
No,
okay.
nope.
Okay.
So, nope.
Okay. So the reward is.
I don't want to know.
A reward for getting all the Korok seeds. What is your favorite game of all time, Betty?
Is he done talking about it?
Is he done talking about it yet? All time was. Oh, I just switched to a question. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, I said the reward for all the Korok seeds was, what's your favorite game of all time?
Oh, okay. Oh man. Okay, favorite game of all time. I did.
I'm offending the guests here.
Favorite.
This is going as planned. Of all time. Scare them all away.
Tomba. Tomba is my favorite game of all time.
What is Tomba? Oh, is it a
and if anybody doesn't know, well, it's not a puzzle game so much as a like collectathon. Yeah, I guess it's a puzzle game. It's a platformer on the PlayStation original of a pink-haired caveman who runs around trying to defeat evil pigs who steal his gold.
Oh, I remember you playing that now. And using the word collectathon, which I find gross, but that's okay. I mean, it is you after all.
The concept you find gross, or just the word?
So, when I hear collectathon, I immediately start to think fetch quests and RPGs. And I realize that that's not the same as the games that you're talking about, but just in my head, I can't disassociate the two. So, what the situation is that I hate fetch quests because they waste time.
Yep.
So, I can only assume that the collectathon be similar to fetch quests, be a waste of time, which I know I'm just like fitting on a genre that I've probably never even played. I get that. Okay, I do. But that is just where my head's at with that. I just immediately, and like, no joking, start thinking, collectathon, eh? But I know that that's not right. So don't yell at me.
Yeah, no, this game lets you collect things in order to progress the story. So I feel like it's less of a fetch quest, more of a like you're finding things that move you along and you're having to draw the connections between the things. I will say that this game, what it does lack with that is it's pretty obscure what things you need in certain cases. So you kind of have to just guess at it sometimes, which I know the game, so I know those type of things, but somebody coming in brand new to play that game, it would throw other people out.
Brain. All right. Oh my god. Fridays are long days for me. I feel so bad on the podcast sometimes because just like, oh man.
You're good, Zoe. I know what to expect.
What game are you hooked? Well, I mean, I know the answer to this. What game are you hooked on right now, or what games are you hooked on right now? I dare you to say something that I don't know about.
My recent addiction is Dr. Mario, so come check me out playing Dr. Mario. But other than that, my normal kind of schedule has been playing some indie games on Mondays, and then Thursdays I play Legend of Dragoon. So
Betty, I said,
that's
what
been
games are you hooked on right now?
What?
I didn't say what you're playing right now. I said, what are you hooked on right now, buddy?
Yeah.
You forgot one.
What am I hooked on?
Yeah.
What game am I hooked on? Oh, Stream Raiders with Cell.
Oh, Pokemon Unite.
Oh, that's right.
I never play that
play
game.
way too much of that
I literally
game.
have seen you talking about it. Like, don't you play that all the time? No, like, I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing shade.
Night.
You play it all the time, every night, right? You wouldn't be hooked on that, would you?
Uh-huh.
I thought it was Dr. Mario and
No.
Pokemon Unite, and you're like going on this whole big universal tangent, not including the game that you were playing every single day.
I sometimes forget.
Sometimes.
But no, Pokemon Unite every night. Anybody who wants to play, hit me up in my Discord. I will definitely throw you on a team, and we'll destroy.
Do you get emotional over video games, buddy?
Oh, yep. I do. Gosh, yes, I cry at video games. Ori and the Blind Forest, within that first 15 minutes, I was bawling.
That was sad.
But I think that's what games are supposed to do, is you're supposed to have this emotional connection to them, even if it's to the story or just because you are in that moment playing a game. I mean, if you take the emotion out of video games, you're not really gaming to me.
I think it's a fair point. I think good game story, okay, if we're talking about it like a story, if you're actually like interested in it, similar to a TV show or a book, right? You want it to enwrap you, and I have a theory that every really good story will piss you off at some point. At some point, you should be pissed off because you were so like involved in like whether it's because a character died or something. At some point, you should be mad, and that's how you know it's really good. That's my running theory. I could be.
I like it.
Just think of all the times that you haven't been pissed off by something you really liked that was a book or a movie.
Oh no, I've been pissed off at literally every game that I say I love. So I agree. Wholeheartedly.
What games have you played that surprised you the most in a good or what game have you played? Not game. That surprised you most, whether it be in a good or a bad way.
Hmm, that's a good question. One I wasn't expecting. Um, Surprised by.
Avid fan, my. I'm sorry.
Um, I actually am surprised at how much I like mobile gaming. You know, you download a most recently Pokemon Go. I guess there's a perfect example. I was surprised at how long lasting that game is. I know a lot of people have switched off and are no longer playing that, no longer, really doing that whole thing. But I appreciate it. It's still kind of fun because I am that collector that I always want to collect them all.
Yeah, we dropped for a
So
second.
I think Pokemon Go is a good example. Oh,
You
sorry.
said Pokemon Go, everybody. I'm sorry. The fucking OBS just told me no for a second. It's okay. I heard you. She said Pokemon Go. She is
Yes.
excited about she is surprised that mobile games can not be shit. I think I did that right. Yeah, that's
Exact words. Yes. Thank you, Zell.
um what makes oh, here we go. I mean, I think I know this one. But what would you consider to be your biggest game accomplishment?
I I actually, it's probably not what you think. It's not doing Dr. Mario speed running, even though huge proud moment. It would probably be completing Final Fantasy X, getting all the god items. Jay and I worked on that for freaking ever. And if you guys know what it takes to do
It's
that,
fucking
where there,
disgusting.
yeah, and you have to do the chocobo race, which is like insane. The lightning freaking 200 jumps in a row, killer. We spent a weekend doing nothing but playing that game, trying to do that lightning jump. I would be sleeping while he was trying, and he would lose, and then he would wake me up. Like, I am so proud we got through that and got all the items. So very proud moment. That's like on a little badge on my gamer sash.
Um I am surprised by that, but I'm glad that I'm surprised by that. It could have just been it could have just been what I thought, but that's honestly hours and hours for that. I think I read like two of them and it was just like I'm never getting these.
Yep.
What makes the
And
game
that's
fun
like
or unfun to you?
fun or unfun. Um, I think in order to be fun, I have to like I love puzzle games. So if I have to puzzle something out or think something out, it's going to be fun to me. There are quite a number of games that do that. But I like puzzle games. So that's what's fun for me. What's not fun is fetch quest in the way that you're saying or you're defining it of I literally have to go over there just to collect something for no reason. Like it has no purpose, but you're sending me over there because why? So I don't like fetch quests. I don't like grinding too much. So I don't like just having to defeat monsters over and over again in order to beat the next boss that's coming up. So I'm not a huge fan of that.
I think that's a good answer. I hate grinding. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely cannot. I just can't. Like, never mind with your grinding shit, you know what I'm saying? What are 3 to 5 games that are on your bucket, buddy?
See, I knew this was coming and I had them, but now I don't. I will say Hollow Knight, I keep watching you guys play it and it keeps like if I get through it, I'll feel like I'm a champ. So that's like on my list. Uh, Gosh. There's so many games. Disgaea. I don't know if anybody is a Disgaea fan, but that one, like, you could play a lifetime of Disgaea. So that one is going to take time, and I don't know if I'm ever ready, like, until I'm retired, to ever dedicate as much time to Disgaea as I should. Oh God, there's so many Zelda. I'm a typical gamer. Every game I buy goes on the bucket list. Like, I just have so many things I want to play and will never get to because I'm so busy playing Dr. Mario or the games I've already played as a retro gamer. So,
I mean, that's fair. I couldn't give you a succinct answer. I think saying 3 to 5 makes it hard. I mean, it's either people can't think of any, or it's fucking like my list. Like, if I told you what I'm gonna play on stream, we could be here for a while. Like, there's so many. There's just so many.
Well, I will say, so my list of what I want to play is completely different from the list that Jay wants me to play. His list contains Super Mario RPG. He wants me to play that game. Earthbound is another one that he wants me to play. I'm sure there's he actually went through the top 5 games that he wants me to play. So I have a completely other list, a honey-do list for Jay of games to play.
Wait, do you have it handy?
Jay's in chat, so he can definitely pop in there and say them. But those are the top 2: is Super Mario RPG and Earthbound.
So.
There's another one. Yep, Super Metroid. Super Metroid. I have not played any of the
Super Metroid.
Wait, is that a game? Are you gonna play that game, Zell? Is it like the guy in a pot that goes up the roofs and stuff?
Like getting over it? I can't. So the story about getting over it is I actually really like the game because I like the challenge and it's a little weird. Like, I have a weird elbow thing.
Story about that game. That game is you can't get over it.
Yeah. No, but for real, I actually have an issue with my arm, elbow. My hand will go numb if I play it too much. So I haven't been able to finish it, and I keep trying to come back to it when my arm's feeling better, and then I'll get a little further, and then this is just a true story. By the way, I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm laughing at my
story by Zell.
Dude, I literally got depressed on stream. It wasn't people probably misunderstood it as anger at the game. I was just getting I just got so frustrated that I couldn't move my arm right anymore, and then it was making it so I couldn't play. And I don't not physically being able to play a video game. That seems so weird, doesn't it? I got all sad and mopey and shit.
Yeah. Hey, I know this isn't about you. I mean, it is, but some of your emotional moments and your real moments on stream are some of the things that I've appreciated in your stream. So I'll just say that.
I try to be rather honest. I think that more recently I've been more, I don't want to say upfront or honest, but I'll just bring it up. Right? Instead of just ignoring something, I'll just be you know what? Never mind. Fuck you, dude, who's being an asshole. As opposed to just, ignoring it, I guess. I wouldn't say I've been more honest, because I don't think that's true. But I think I'm willing to, bring it up and whatever. If that makes any sense to anyone.
I think your podcast here... I think your podcast here has made that change. Honestly, I feel when I get done watching one of your podcasts, I try and take that mask away because I'm important to see. I'm someone to be seen. Streamers are the same, and so we shouldn't have to hide ourselves with trying to connect with people. So I appreciate what you do. I've said that multiple times, and I'm not going to stop saying it.
So now it is time for the streaming segment.
All right,
If nobody
here we go.
knows, I met this streamer because she continuously raided me. She was like trying to get my attention or harassing me. It was actually because of Natty, I believe. She suggested you raid me, and
It
then
was.
you didn't know anybody else, so you kept raiding me, or you liked me, or something like that. But
It
put
wasn't the
that.
like part. It was
Well,
just
I
you
actually
were it.
originally had that as the intro, was I put how I met somebody, but then I was like, oh, it gives it away, and now I have it here. So I actually met you through the Natty, which is an even longer story. That's actually not. I see what happened was I met
Yep.
you from Natty, and I met Natty because of Zian Warhammer, who I met through Journeyman, who I met through Falcon, who I met through Joey. So really, I mean, it's such a short story. How long have you been streaming, buddy?
I've been streaming like officially streaming since November of last year. I actually started streaming a few years back, but only for Extra Life events. So I participate in Extra Life, and I only did it for the game days that happen each year, during the 1st of November. So I wasn't an avid streamer. I did 1 or 2 streams during that time, but then I started seeing that my friends were doing it during the pandemic and realizing that that was a way to stay connected. That was a way to reach out when it was so hard to reach out, I think, and to do something I loved, which was gaming. So I never expected to meet anyone outside of the people that I know. I never expected to know somebody from New York or California or Canada or anywhere that, I've met people from because of Twitch. So, sorry, long story short, November. That's what
As I said, you're trying to speed
I
run it. There are questions that you're there's multiple things that come up. First off, I actually met somebody who's from my hometown who lives in Oregon.
oh,
Um, just you said something about meeting somebody from. So I think that was like one of the craziest moments. Was like, oh, you're from where I live, and you live somewhere else. So I met somebody from somewhere else that's from where I live. You know, classic normal stuff. Um, but so would you say that you started streaming for Extra Life and then to connect with people? Then is that what got you interested?
yes, Extra Life originally because of, the whole purpose of Extra Life is to reach people who, um, will donate to the cause and that sort of stuff. And I felt bad always just expecting my friends to donate. And so I was like, well, maybe other people will like what I'm gaining. And, me and Jay just decided to set up a Twitch and had a lot of fun doing it, even though nobody watched. But um, but then I got into streaming, and yeah, it was definitely at a time when I wasn't seeing anybody. It was the pandemic, so I was at home with, just adjusting to be a parent, really, and just needing to reach out and see people or experience things with people. So
Do you have any streamers, whether it was like content creators on YouTube or Twitch, that kind of like also kind of pushed you towards wanting to do that, or no?
you know, like besides Natiki, who was just, in her own right, a amazing personality for people to behold, and just seeing how she was able to just talk with her chat and like goof off with them and stuff like that. Besides her, I didn't even really watch streamers or watch people play video games before I started streaming myself. Now I can't get enough of it. You will find me on Twitch any chance I get that I'm not hanging out with family, eating, or sleeping. Like I just, and yes, I know I excluded, even taking a shower, because I'll just have somebody's Twitch up while I'm taking a shower. I know it's Streamers Unmasked, so I'm being legitly honest here.
Just a question.
I will have somebody.
This got brought up with Joey forever ago, and because Joey said he did that, then somebody was like Joey, and I was just like, yeah, I do it too. See, when you're tall you can put stuff away from the water. I mean, I guess I don't do it as much anymore. I used to do it more and more. It, lake gets changes so much.
I also there's some craft that you can do of getting a clear hold on one second, sorry. All good? Sorry. That's my baby. Um what was the question? So I'm so sorry.
I think I said something about being tall and watching streams in the shower, and then I said something about life changing.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to tell you about a craft that you can make pockets in your shower curtain and watch it through that way without it getting wet. But there you go.
Why did you choose your Twitch name?
My Twitch name is off of Betty Boop, which is a cartoon in the 30s, a black and white cartoon. I have loved her since I was 5 years old. I went to a restaurant for my 5th birthday, and it was a carnival themed restaurant called Ground Round, which is aging me, I'm sure. But they had a big screen in the middle of the restaurant, and it was playing Betty Boop or retro cartoons. And ever since, I've been a fan.
So weird. We had a Ground Round near us.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was a carnival theme.
Oh.
I don't know if it might have even been one of the last ones that was. I mean, I don't, because franchise and stuff. Might have been one of the last ones that's kind of like up. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, this one was definitely carnival themed. They would actually give you popcorn at instead of rolls at the beginning of dinner, they would give you popcorn to snack on. Oh, they gave us
popcorn. I just don't remember anything carnival related. I remember the rest of their fucking and it might have changed over years. Their menu was like it had some of everything. Like they did Jack of all trades really bad. I mean, really well. It was like they had like if you wanted a burger, a sandwich, some wings, some Mexican food. You want spaghetti? You want like anything but Chinese food was on the menu.
Yep, that's Ground Round.
Where was this Ground Round at?
That's where I'm from.
It's just so strange because like we don't even have Tim Hortons where I live because they're like up north or something. Some things are changed.
I don't have a Tim Hortons. I've never had a Tim Hortons. I know it's a Canadian donut shop, right?
It's like donuts and coffee. It's like a Dunkin' Donuts, is what I would call it. It's just like a Dunkin' different. But it's the same thing as like some people would swear by it. I would never swear by Tim Hortons.
Exactly. I've never had an In-N-Out burger. If we want to get into things I've never done, there's a ton of food related things that I need to do. So
I've never had many. In-N-Out burger. I think when I went down south, there was one called Shake and Shake that I thought was really yummy.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah. Steak and Shake is decent.
Now Shake Shack, I thought was gross. Don't confuse the two.
Yeah, I've never had Shake Shack. We have Steak and Shake here in Missouri, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, we went to Florida and they had, because Florida's kind of like New York City, like near where like Disney is and shit, where there'll be like random ass restaurants that usually wouldn't be there. So like New York City has shit like Chick-fil-A that was like always down south. And it probably has Tim Hortons too, for all I fucking know. It has some of everything. It's it's just easy. You just throw your chain there, and fuck people will come. It's great. So they had like Shake Shack, which I think is like a California thing, by the way. They had Steak and Shake, and I remember like being excited for Shake Shack and not wanting Steak and Shake, and just completely just like, fuck you, Shake Shack. I'm going with Steak and Shake. It's also like it was very yummy, very yummy.
See in chat somebody mentioned White Castles, and those are so good when you are drunk and you just want something to soak up all that alcohol. Man, some White Castles, I could slam some of those down.
I only know White Castles in like frozen containers, but I've never had an actual castle near the restaurant.
Yeah, no, you know if you've had White Castles because you end up smelling like an onion for days after.
I mean, that's fair. It's like fake burger meat and onion. That's what I would consider White Castle. But at least I've only had frozen ones that were like in the grocery store, like little mini sliders. It was like, and it's not the reason I say fake burger meat because it's distinctively not burger meat.
So all I have to say is do not take your date on a first date to White Castle. That's Betty's advice right there.
So how do you like streaming, Betty?
It's all right. I have not met many trolls and haters and stuff like that yet. So and as I said before, yes, I have. There was one time I was having quite a fun just evening playing some Among Us with friends, and I'm so kind of naive with people who are out to hurt others, and I just don't ever expect it, to where when it happens, it just really throws off your day. And like it went from 1 minute laughing and getting ready to end my stream and just telling everybody bye to somebody jumping in our Discord chat and yelling some pretty hateful things that I won't repeat and that should never have been said to begin with. And just I one didn't know how to react. I felt like I should have been quicker to react, of like just, muting them, getting them out of my Discord, just banning. I just stopped and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. People are hearing this through my channel because I didn't protect them against it. It went from laughing to crying after that. I'm glad my stream was ending because damn if that doesn't just hurt you.
I've met a lot of people who haven't had any like bad situations happen, and then there's also people like you and me who had just one really terrible thing happen. So people will come into my Discord, and some of them actually leave before they can even get access. So somebody came into my Discord and started posting a lot of terrible, gory images in there. Just because you can get into, like, most people, their Discord's open. It makes sense. And just some terrible shit. And I'm just like, we were playing Jackbox, and it just ended the whole shit. I was just like, what's going on? And then Bree helped me get rid of it and everything. But even that, it's just like, oh yeah, yay. Bree gets to deal with that, etc., etc. Just not a situation that you want to happen.
Yeah.
But
and
like something like yours too,
just...
right? But it's like,
yeah.
And then there will be plenty. Like I remember having arguments with people whether or not I had a group Discord. They were like, I was like, we should lock it up tight. They're like, no. I was like, do you know what happened? They're like, yeah, but that's not gonna happen. I'm just like, have it happen to you. You'll never fucking think twice about who you allow in your spaces. Yeah, I locked up my
Discord. I locked up my Discord. Now the only people that are able to post anything anywhere have to be vetted by me. I have to give them a certain role. It is a whole thing now. And because I never want somebody to hear those words coming from something that I put out there. So
exact same thing. Like unless you like, I had to like lock it up. So like, unless you have the role or like the Zealite role or whatever, you can't do nothing. You can read you can read the rule page. I think I you read the rule page and then a couple more pages. And on the rule page
What a rule page it is.
It says sorry, but you're gonna have to be wait. And I've also the week after that, I had more people try to come in from the same group, and I was just like, yeah, yep, yep. But obviously yeah, it's you hate to see it.
Yep.
So, are you interested in streaming just for fun? Maybe a job one day, mixed bag.
I am here for the fun of it. So, as I mentioned, I only expected my friends to come and be like, "Hey, you're playing a game," and come chat with me while I was doing so. And it turned out to be this whole thing where I've met some amazing people, and it spans more than just games too. With me, I've actually saw some cooking streamers that have really interesting life stories and really wonderful recipes. I've met, um, music streamers who like just are some of the best artists I've ever seen or heard. So Twitch is more than just games for me too. So I'm using this as a way to connect and that's all.
What is the biggest you would ever want to be on Twitch?
As big as people want to make it. Like I'm not going to go out there and be like, "Hey, come check out my channel, come follow me. I need all the follows, I need all the subscribers, I need everything." Like I don't need that unless you want to. Like unless you find something in my channel that speaks to you that you get enjoyment out of, I don't need that.
Okay.
I don't need people to just be there to inflate my numbers.
I ask you again. What is the biggest you would ever want to be? Is there a limit for you then, or no? Is there no limit? Is there a limit? I know some people with and without limits. Betty wants her limit to be something fun and floaty, and I'm not having it.
I will say that I've told you before, and I still stand by these words. The fact that if you get more than this will never happen, but if you ever get more than 50 people in chat at one time, and I've seen other streamers now at this point, high, very popular streamers and stuff like that, and I just see their chat just, what do you get out of that? What do you get? You don't get anything out of that. So I think at a certain point, when those words just pass you by and you're not connecting with your audience, that's not what I want. So I would say anything more than 50. I don't see that being something that I want to get much more than.
So you would like to have plenty of people chat and hang out with, just so long as everybody can be welcome and heard and feel like they're a part of something, right? That sound about right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Anyway, so I don't know. What do you get about it from it? First off, I've definitely had moments where my channels start going ham. Like, I have one of the chattier streams for my size. I have for a while. Sometimes afternoons are different. But shit will start going crazy, and I'll look away and I'll play a game for 2 seconds, and I'll go look back, and it'll be a whole nother conversation. I'll be like, what? But I also get so what about? Well, so I guess it's different though, because I would like to be money playing video, which would be obviously maybe something going crazy like that would be a side effect of making enough money to support your family doing something that you want to do. Obviously, it's different for a bunch of people, but I would hold on to it as long as possible. You'd see slow mode in my chat. or you could only send a message every minute or some shit, but people couldn't like spam.
Yep.
So I could like, which is like that's like I feel like there's limits for chat for everybody, and everybody should accept like different limits. You should have your chat limit, whatever it is, and you should work towards making it better. And then you should have your slow mo chat minute.
That's good.
Because they're different. Because slow mo
And I
chat
haven't.
minute would be different.
Have you ever done a followers only, Zell? And how do you feel about those?
Follower only? No, I hate follower.
Yeah.
Like if I rate somebody and their thing is follower only, I just go. I go into my Discord and I say I'm sorry. Like, cause like, who are you? Like, and it's never. It's so I understand to an extent, I guess, if you're. I never mind. I don't get it. Unless like people are coming in and being dickheads, which I still don't think is an excuse. Like, why is it a follower only chat? Why wouldn't you want to come into a stream and immediately feel welcome, whether or not you follow somebody or not? Right? I just,
Right.
oh man, that's like one of my pet peeves. Like, I see a follower only stream, and I'm just like, sometimes I'll follow somebody not knowing they're a follower only, and then I'll get in their stream. Like, I remember somebody because I do the affiliation stuff, where I was, and I hope to do again soon. Where I was like, they had like 10 followers, and then I go on their channel to hang out, and I was like, what the fuck is your stream? Like, not like this. I tried to like, I knew they were new, a friend of a friend. I'm like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. But you have 10, like, why? I didn't say you have 10 followers, okay? I just asked why is your stream follower only? And their logic was basically like, well, you're gonna have to follow to tie. And I was like, bye. No, you're not getting affiliated anyway. I don't. I assume you have similar feelings or no?
No, I mean I have had some people raid me just because of the game I'm playing. And so what you really miss out on by doing follower only is those opportunities to connect with somebody who's, playing the same thing in the same moment as you in the game or what have you. You miss on those opportunities to meet those people. So I will say one of the communities, like the sub communities that I'm a part of, I wouldn't have met half the people if it wasn't for the fact that they were playing Dr. Mario when I was starting out speedrunning Dr. Mario. So I got a raid from them and haven't looked back.
Hey, so like along the lines of that kind of too, though, like I also, how do you feel about sub perks then? Like, should somebody who subbed to your channel get anything extra other than their emotes, or?
See, I wish my emotes were used by anybody.
You gotta get them free emotes.
So, like, I hate the fact that I'm limited in only 5 tier 1s and 1 tier 2 and 1 tier 3. Like, I want all of them to have it.
Okay, so I don't like sub only stuff, by the way. I don't like, and it's not like an asshole thing. Or maybe it is. Who knows? I just don't like. I feel like what divides followers from subs, especially like if you're gonna come into my chat and you're gonna chat and you're gonna support me and you're gonna hang out here, because there's like different levels of activity in a stream, right? Like you can be a lurker, that helps. You can be somebody who's there and chatting, that helps more clearly, right? But I also don't think that just because somebody might not be able to afford $5 or whatever the fuck it is, that they should feel like they're gonna miss out on something either, you know?
Absolutely.
Just my opinion, and like, you know, whether even if it's something little, like I don't even have a sub only chat on my Discord, you probably know. I just don't like, sorry not sorry, I guess. If you sub to me, I sincerely appreciate it, and one day I hope to have enough people who support me to make something. But I'm not gonna give you.
I think that's the thing is, yeah, I really like being able to support the people that I appreciate what they provide to me, because there were, like, I'm gonna get unmasked again before I'm being unmasked, and there was a time when I needed to hear somebody, and you of all people are very loud and boisterous, and so you were that person that I just heard, and I had so much fun in your chat. I met so many amazing people, And so it was kind of like a perfect time to find you. So, God, I'm
Betty,
sorry.
Betty, you're supposed to not like me. You gotta stop this. People are gonna start
Oh,
thinking
that's
you
right. That's
actually
the
like me.
thing. Shit. Okay, Zell is
Damn it!
the
You're playing
worst.
this game wrong. Oh no, Betty.
Zell is the
Don't make
worst.
me cry. You're just so fucking loud, Zell. That I just felt so there with you. It was
See, it
like you
was
were in
one
the
of those
same fucking
backhanded,
room, you loud fuck.
it's one of those backhanded compliments, right?
Well, I mean,
Because you were so
it would
loud,
feel
I
more
heard you.
backhanded if you weren't getting emotional, Betty.
Yeah, I know. God.
I appreciate that. I think that's what's good about Twitch in general. If you're willing to not be a cuckhead and be nice to people, is that you can meet other people, you can connect to them, and you can feel like you're part of something.
Totally.
Betty, I appreciate you too.
Uh, I don't need to unmask myself. I'm the same person on stream as I in off, and like this is just awesome to be able to talk to people.
Has streaming been a bumpy road at all, or smooth sailing?
Oh God, I suck at the technology. Absolutely, 100% suck. It is basically a 50-50 shot on whether I'll be able to hook up a system in order to get it to come up on my stream. So I've made myself a basically need tech help signal to Jay, kind of like the bat signal. I just switch over to that scene in OBS in order to like be like, caw, come on, Jay, come help me. But yeah, technology, not my friend.
Other than that, like, has it been? I know, and I think it's partially probably because you obviously you started for Extra Life and stuff. So you said you had like your first stream, like nobody was there, and you were still just like,
Nope.
But has it like? Have you ever felt any like growing pains? Maybe would be, or no, not really. It's okay if the answer is no. By the way, I don't want to make people think like
that I have to have growing pains.
It's probably better to
Yeah.
not.
Well, I don't think I had. I mean, there was a lot I did grow into, I guess, to answer that question, because when you start out in Twitch and you see some of the things people put in chat and other people know what that means, like, what does F mean? What, like, since when is that something that defines something? And yet, once you start understanding what that actually means, it makes it easier because then you can understand what other people are saying in chat. But yeah, that was a huge growing pain, is just understanding the lingo. What are bits? What is sub? What does this all mean?
I think the newest one for me is ILY. I thought somebody was calling me silly. Apparently that stands for I love you. Which I feel like should be capital letters if it's going to stand for something, or like with periods or something. But, that's I'm old.
In that case, now I just learned something new. Gotta share it.
You watch larger streams.
Do I watch larger streamers?
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched somebody who's a pretty huge Among Us streamer. I watched Disguised Toast, which, if any of you know him,
it's
it's Disguised Toast. There's nothing more to say. He was a wonderful just kind of distraction throughout the day of watching his Among Us streams and making me feel like I could be good at that game. So yes, I watched Disguised Toast, but when you talk about other like big big streamers, like I said, I'm there for the experience, and that includes getting to talk with people. That includes getting to meet the mods and getting to fall in love with the mods like Bree. And so I definitely try to steer away from people that have, just 500 people in the chat at any moment and out without any way to really interact with them. So I normally stay small to answer that question.
Oh Lord, why is this doing this? Alright, it is time to move on to the question that I was asked. Second. For some reason, all of my... Do people clear these out and I don't know they do, or are these ones just not going away? All of my rewards for the last 2 weeks are on here. I don't know why. Alright. We're almost
That makes
there.
it hard to ask the questions for me.
I've never seen this before in my life. I don't know if like one of my mods is sneaking in there and deleting these all, and I didn't know about it this whole time. There we go. We should. All right. So you mentioned your favorite anime earlier. Agent Spacely would like to know, like you to tell us why you love your favorite
Ooh, why I love Orange House
500
Club.
words or less, please.
Okay. Well, I'm verbose. I don't know, male harem. That's 2 words. I really like the
I'm confused.
the character
I thought it was
development.
In fact Host Club, not Hose Club.
It's host, but the guys are hosting women. The whole premise of it, Zell, you need to go watch it, but there is spoilers. Never mind. It's just their wonderful character development. It's very cute. It's very fun and cheeky, and I love it. I love the animation. I love everything about it.
Agent Spacely would like to know. You'd make a streaming service. What would be the most watched shows on there? Oh.
If I could make a streaming service for like anime?
For like TV in general, but I mean, if you want to go with anime, then go.
Oh, well, TV in general, it would probably be game shows. Like anything on the Game Show Network is kind of my jam. Let's see. Some old school like TV shows that I love watching over and over again is Scrubs and House. And I like comedies. I like medical dramas. I get into that sort of stuff. So all that. And Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek is my newest show that I love watching and makes me laugh, and I can't get enough of.
Agent Spacely would like to know. Tell us about one of the hardest times in your life and how you overcame it. Brazil. Oh, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, not with this shit again.
Love Spacely, though.
You know why you said that, right? Because the last time we did the podcast, he asked the same question. I started crying because I love my wife. He's just trying to get me to cry again. That's just rude, Spacely. I still love my wife. You should ask me about this. Yeah, if you want to actually know, and we should ask Betty this question. You can have the questions. If you actually want to know Spacely, you have to come into his podcast a podcast. Come into a stream, ask me when we're not doing a podcast, and I will tell you all, okay? I have plenty of stories. No, I said to ask me on a stream, like in my next stream, Spacely. I'm sorry if you misunderstood. So, Betty, what is one of the hardest times in your life, and how did you overcome it? You also do not have to ask this, and if you start crying about J-Mark, I would complete.
I would probably prefer not to answer this question.
It's fine.
I've had some pretty hard stuff in my life, so I'm already crying just thinking of it. So,
what inspired you to start streaming from Caspian? I feel like you touched on it, but or anything you would like to add?
Yeah. Yep. Again, it was just to reach out when you couldn't really see people in person. I am kind of an extrovert. I get my energy off of people. So I love just being able to talk to someone, and when you can't do that, it it messes with you. So this was my way of getting to talk to people, even if it was just in a virtual sense. So
Basically, would like to know. Wait, we'll do that one last. That's the longer one. If anybody has any more questions,
okay.
make sure to get them in, by the way. Spacely wants to know what's your dream job.
Oh, my dream job. God, I would just love to like be a puzzle tester. I think there's people that get paid to do that, where you you basically take a puzzle off of like a manufacturing, like they manufacture so many puzzles, and you take one and you have to complete it. I That would be my dream job, or anything having to do with jigsaw puzzles at all.
Have you ever watched Jujutsu Kaisen? This is Caspian's question. Sorry, I had to make sure I was pronouncing this right. Jujutsu Kaisen.
I haven't. She'll have to tell me about it and let me know what it's all about. I'll have to look it up. You said Jojutsu Kaisen?
Yeah. Damn, I just erased it.
Ju-
You can spell it in chat though. I think it's J
oh,
O or J U.
no, I have it.
Jutsu. Okay, you know, it's fine. All right, now this is the longer
I,
question, which is why I went back to it. Basically, wants to know the best game you've played on every console.
oh man, God, do you realize how many consoles we own?
I think it's got to be
Agent,
under 50,
Spacely.
so within reason.
That's true.
I guess I wasn't thinking of any handheld.
Wow, that's like
though.
okay. I know, that's what I'm saying. We have Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. We have we have almost everything. But just to go over
Okay,
it
now I want to know
briefly,
if I agree with you said some Game Boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, NES is Trog.
Okay.
Let's see, what's the next system? Game Boy. I would say my favorite Game Boy was the Mario Donkey Kong game.
You're
I
wrong,
forget
but
what the
it's
name
okay.
of it is. Wait, which one would you say?
Pokemon. First Pokemon game.
Oh shit!
Keep
See,
going.
that's just
Keep going,
the thing.
Betty.
Is you?
I'm rating your answers right now, live. This is the live reaction to Betty's best
Oh
game on
god.
every console
Okay.
she owns.
What's the next console? Game Boy Advance. Pokemon.
Is that what your answer would actually be, or no?
I think I haven't played much games on the Game Boy Advance. The one thing that I use our Game Boy Advances for is if anybody's ever played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on the GameCube, you can actually hook up 4 Game Boy Advance in order to have 4 people playing. So that is what would be my favorite game if you consider having to use a Game Boy Advance for it.
That counts, because I don't think that game, Crystal Chronicles, would be your favorite GameCube game. We'll count that.
No, it would not. Okay. So then Genesis would be. Ooh, this is rough because this is like all of this is good. I love Eternal Champions, which is a fighting game, and the reason why I like that is, well, we're not getting into the reasons. Eternal Champions, but a close second is Sonic 3D and Sonic Spinball. So I know not a lot of people like Sonic 3D, so that's
Sonic's hit or
really.
miss, from what I understand. I could be wrong. From what I understand about Sonic is Sonic can be very hit or miss.
Yep, agreed. SNES. Okay, I want everybody to realize I never really played with an SNES much when I was younger, but the one game was Mario Lost in Time. where he had to go back in time and find his brother, Luigi. I'm just trying to come up with consoles now. PlayStation 1, I've already mentioned I really like Tomba.
Wait, Tomba's
But
on
another
PS1
game.
and NES?
No, just Trog was on NES.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I did Trog and Tomba. My bad.
Yeah, you're
Words
good.
I don't know.
So, yeah, Tomba on the PlayStation 1, as well as Intelligent Cube, which is one of those puzzle games that that I absolutely love. So, PlayStation 2 gets into like the Final Fantasies for me. So the Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite on there. I have a signed copy of that game by Uematsu, and that was really
Betty.
awesome. Got to meet him in person.
Betty.
What?
Final Fantasy 9's on the first PlayStation, Betty.
Is it really?
I fucking swear.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you. Final Fantasy 10 then on the PlayStation 2. Is that 2?
On the 2. The only one on the 2.
Okay, there you go. See, don't listen to me for history. That's why I have Jay. He's my game historian. He corrects me on everything that I say wrong. God, I don't know. Like, I love games.
This is such a hard question. I feel like we got plenty. Space League.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah,
man.
Space
Every
League.
system. I was gonna tell her the Game Boy Advance was clearly Golden Sun, by the way.
Oh, I've never played that.
Oh god, it's amazing.
I've heard a lot about it.
I actually would like to stream it one day, but I would have to find it. So I'm very slacky. So the next Zelda game I should play is probably Ocarina of Time, but I own it, but it'd be impossible to hook up. So I'd have to like emulate it. I haven't looked into that at all.
Emulation is rough. I feel like it's not the. I mean, obviously it's not the same. It's an emulation, but yeah, I don't like it as much.
Well, yeah, I think it's just hard with the stream and everything, getting everything set up. Okay, so Caspian has a question that I'm going to rephrase. He says, "You have a really great attitude. How has that helped you in the Twitch world?" I'm going to rephrase it as, "Has that helped you in the Twitch world?"
Yes and no, actually. So there are people who, like, okay, I'm gonna take this moment because I haven't said it at all throughout this whole thing. It's hard being a female gamer. I'm just gonna be real. It is. So if I were, not a female, playing a game, it would be a lot different. I feel like there's so much expectations being a female gamer that you have to prove your worth. You have to be good. You have to be pretty. You have to prove so much more than, sorry, Zell, if this, is a slight towards you or anybody else out there, but it's just, you guys don't have to prove as much to do this. You just don't. And to be a female gamer in this space where, people are just good at everything or think you should be playing in a different way or feel like they should have to help you. Like, if you come into my streams, I love getting people that help me out, but the expectation that because you're a female gamer that you need it, that shouldn't be either. And so it's hard off the get-go to be a female gamer. But whereas I come from it, like the standpoint of I'm here doing something I love, I'm sharing it with other people who hopefully love the same thing. If you are not that person who wants to share that same, feeling of community and just playing a damn game, then get out. I don't need that. I already have enough stress in my life as other people do to have to deal with that. And so I think that's how I remain having such a great attitude about streaming is I take what I like from it and I leave the rest away. Now that is coming from a place of only having maybe one really bad troll that's coming from a place of having wonderful people that come into my chat that give me support, that give me cheers, whereas other people go years of streaming not having one person jump in. So I understand the other side of those things, but honestly, the experience I've had, I've been able to say I love this part of it and leave the rest away. Yes, F the
I have
trolls.
so many things I could say. I want to say, as far as the I love that part of it and leave the rest away. I honestly banned some high level people from Stream Raiders earlier. Very specific situation, but they were fucking up the games for everybody, and I was just like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Bree actually scared one of them away. It was actually funny. She was like, just ban him. And they had just left. They were like, fine, I'll leave. And I was like, fine. They were like, I didn't realize there were rules here. I'm like, where do you fucking go that there aren't rules? You fucking anarchist. Like, there's rules everywhere you go. There's rules at the damn grocery store, bro. Like, you agreed to chat rules
And
just to say, I didn't realize there were rules.
if you get Brie mad at you, you are doing something wrong. Like, she is the most welcoming person ever, and if she's mad at you, you should show yourself the door, not have her do it for you. Worthless piece.
And I will, as far as like, so obviously I can't relate to the whole like people feel like they need to hold your hands and shit. I feel like there's like pluses and minuses of being a female streamer. Apparently people think they need to tell you how to play a game, which I think is just fucking ridiculous. Like, if you ask, you ask. Otherwise, like, and then obviously there's the whole like people wanting to be dick faces and whatnot. I think as a general rule, it can sometimes be easier to find an audience at a certain point. But then again, a lot of that does go into like some people are just Twitch whores and stuff. Which Betty is not a Twitch whore. Wait, are you? Wait, I haven't checked with everybody yet. Are you doing something I don't know about? Because I don't want to say that you're not one, and then somebody DM me and be like, "Oh, you know what Betty was doing the other day."
You didn't know. I will say the one thing, if anything, that I kind of pour myself out on is channel redemption stuff, because I come up with some what I think are interesting, little things that people might like, and that's where I'm like, oh, do I really want to put on a crown for 5 minutes? Do I really want to read from a book of imaginary places and stuff like that? Maybe not, but I do. Obviously, I don't mind doing it, and that's why I put it there. Is if somebody does get enjoyment out of it, I want them to be able to do that as a reward for coming in and watching. So, one thing I will never get tired of, though, is reading dad jokes. Okay, that is a channel redemption on my channel. It's never coming off. It will probably be made cheaper, so it happens more often. So I love it.
All right, so moving away from the audience question. What would you say the biggest Twitch controversy is that either impacted you or caught your attention?
I think that caught my attention is like basically the subathons. Like, I'm going to stream for as long as I want until, like, I'm going to set a deadline to it, but I'm going to stream that long if you make me stream that long. And I just want money. Like, it is for money. It is not for anything other than money. But in that same vein, these people are the ones that are, subscribing and making them stay up longer. So are they getting their money's worth out of it? Who am I to say, oh, you want this person to stream an additional 2 hours, so you gift them 100 subs, that's wrong?
I just feel.
Do I think they should? No.
I haven't heard somebody say this as a controversy before, but I'm really glad you brought it up because I saw a newer streamer. Obviously, I would never name, Like they were a fairly new streamer, and they were doing a subathon, and I just remember thinking how gross I thought it was. Because I mean, like I get it to an extent, but like I was like, oh, you just started and you're having a subathon. Like, what does that say about you? You know what I mean? Like, I had this stream forever ago. It was a spicy chip challenge. So what ended up happening was I apparently didn't find the right chip. I found bags of chips. Then I found like they were like ghost peppers and stuff, right? So I made like bit reward and subs to eat more chips. And then I also had something else. I don't remember what else. I was eating chips no matter what though. I was like, listen, you don't have to do this, but we'll eat more chips. And I ate 2 bags of chips in one sitting because people just attacked me, right? Um, and then I didn't want to do like I had other ideas that were I guess were similar. But I was like, I don't want to do those back to back. I feel like I did like the hot sauce thing I did on my stream anniversary. So I didn't want to do it 1 month and then have the stream anniversary, and then I felt weird. Like I'm like I don't want people to like trying to give me money month after month for like these bonus things boost. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining this well.
But I get it. Like it's a thing to where, how much are you being authentic with the stuff that you put on, like, to get money? Like, if I didn't want to do some of the stuff that I put on my channel rewards, I wouldn't put them there, because that's part of the thing is you're trying to get people to interact with you in those ways. And if you put something that you don't want somebody to do to you, why did you do it to yourself, basically?
I just think putting a dollar value on some stuff makes it vibe different, right? Like I can have
Yeah.
I can have hot candy and sour candy on. Now, if I turn that into every time somebody subbed, you get to pick one, I feel like that's a lot different than channel points. Because like somebody asked me like, why would I eat 4 hot candies or why would I eat the spicy and then eat the sour? And I was just like, well, because people hung out on my channel long enough to get those points so they can use them however they damn well please. However they damn well please. Oh, get the fuck out of here, Betty. Really? Is it Brie?
No, you have wonderful mods. All of your mods are wonderful.
Do you even know all my mods? Because I know a lot of them have been AFK for different reasons. Betty goes, I don't even know who your mods are, but they're all great.
No, it depends, because I think you've changed some of your mods, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple. I'm gonna need
Like
more
you
mods
used
soon.
to have.
If I ever actually get like to 25, 30 viewers, I'm actually gonna need another. Just because they're busy, they have work and stuff. Which is what happens
For your
when
afternoons.
you change your stream schedule completely.
Yeah, which F that, Zell. Like, all I gotta say about that,
You say F that.
You used to be my
Listen,
midnight.
it's been rough on me. Like, as far as like stream wise. Not necessarily life, but like you take a hit in the confidence when you change your schedule and have half as many people there. And then there are still some times where it'll be like a decent stream in the afternoon, and I'll just be like, nobody will be chatting. Anybody out there? There. I did that today, and like 5 people talked. It was probably depressing. People were like, "Ah, oh, stop the depression. We need this to end." Have you ever had an idea that you used for your stream that completely bombed?
It's an idea I had for my stream that completely bombed. Oh, well, besides the playing a board game on stream.
Besides the obvious.
Uh, yeah, besides the obvious. Well, I it's not that I think highly of myself, but I think highly of people in chat wanting to know who they're watching. I see stream
Fuck
is
again?
having some issues.
Why? It fucking
Yeah.
it bugs the shit out of me. It keeps doing this during podcasts, by the way. It doesn't happen normally, but in the podcast recently, it's been cutting out twice. And it just... Because I noticed it immediately because I look at you while you're talking, and your camera will go off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Why not? Alright, so what were you saying? I'm sorry. It's just... Idea bomb. Have you had any ideas, bomb?
Yeah, so I even forgot what I was just saying. Oh, yes, I think people in chat, I think incorrectly that people in chat really want to get to know the person that they're watching play a game. And in some cases they do, but they'll ask for those opportunities, like Spacey will ask you your question, in a later stream because he wants to know. But I don't think people just hopping into streams instantly want to know who they're watching. They don't instantly want to know their backstory, why they're playing this game, that's just not a gut instinct from my point of view, to where when I did a stream to get to know your streamer, and it was just me putting together a puzzle, waiting for people to come in and ask me questions, because this is after I had been streaming for a few months, it did not go very well. So,
oh man, I don't want to say I'm happy, right? Hear me out.
You can.
I'm
you
glad
can.
I'm not the only one.
Oh,
so
I can tell you where.
I have had a fucking similar situation. Okay. Where I had been. So I just had an idea. I thought it was a great idea. I would still to this day consider it a great idea, right? Others might disagree with me, and the reason I say others might disagree with me is because nobody was nearly as invested. And it's like, so there's this thing where every time, and this is true, every time I have a celebration or a big stream for any reason, no matter the reason, whether it's the 1 year stream, whether it's follower stream or anything, right? All the ones you should have. There's this thing an issue I have where I just automatically assume no matter what I'm doing, it's gonna bomb. Because I've had multiple instances where specific streams like this actually did bomb. And I'll the more and then it kind of I go, oh well, the more effort I put into a stream, clearly it's just a risk of not getting it out. The podcast was actually one of those things where I was very worried that it was not going to work out the way I wanted it to, which I'm glad that it is.
Yeah, I remember when you were actually getting people to put channel points towards it. You were like, please don't just put channel points to get me to do this and fall on my butt, So I believed in this from the very beginning. So I'm glad that it turned out the way I imagined it to.
I have a lot of ideas that some of them work. I think the show and Zell was a good one. I knew that was going to be hit, is what I said. But it was it would have been cool if more people contributed different things. But
Can I share one of my instead of my biggest failure of an idea, can I share one of the ideas that I was really proud of and actually went okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, I told my stream that if I got to 150 followers, because I thought it was never going to happen, that I was going to do kind of a nerdy cribs tour. And so earlier in July, I actually did that for my stream. I didn't have many people come in, but a lot of people stopped in later and they were like, oh, you were doing this today? Man, I'm sad I missed it. So it's just, again, bringing people kind of into your world of where you live, the nerdy things that you get into, and showing off artwork and showing off the things that normally you would invite friends over and say, hey, look at this cool new thing I have. But instead I get to share it with anybody and everybody around the world if they wanted to. So it was a lot of fun, and I think it went really well for for what it was. So
I remember the stream because you did it when I had a podcast.
oh, I did, didn't I?
You're like, nobody fucking
Yeah, I
came.
did.
But that can be hard. So
all of you effers were.
I've had two instances of this, by the way. So the first one was, so my 1 year stream anniversary, Skizzle had his stream anniversary the same day, and he hadn't streamed in a long while, and he just so happened to pick the same day that I picked. And then I also had the 900 follower one that was scheduled on the same day as Spacely stream anniversary, and I changed that because of that. I didn't not stream. Like, I'm not that nice. But I was like, I don't want, like, I feel like, Spacely can have his day. He actually did a bunch of work.
If you ever feel like you have too much going on and too much scheduled, just look at your Twitch follow channels and see the amount of people that you are like following and feel like you should, like you want to see them. And yeah, there's no way I could multiply myself enough times to like see everybody I want to see and experience all the games and music and stuff that I want to experience. So
I thought you were gonna be saying
I'm only one person.
Following people. I was like, yeah, I mean, I do it.
I have been doing that, Zell. You were my first cut.
That's fine. I wouldn't be mad. I literally, like, if I don't recognize somebody and I am like, why am I following them? I just unfollow. Not because they're so, like, I schedule. I don't know if anybody else does this. It might be an awkward moment. I schedule the streams I go to, basically. So, like, last night, Zeph wasn't on at 9 o'clock, and I thought she was supposed to be on. And then I checked her announcements way later, and I was just very confused. But, like, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to Chad's stream this day, and Jesse streams these days, and Betty streams these days. And then I'll just...
Wait, which days? Which one was Betty's stream?
Wednesday and Friday.
I'm kidding, Zell.
I don't know any others. Saturday, too, sometimes, but I don't know if it's always Saturday. But anything after 9 o'clock, too, is like... I try to go to bed at 9, and...
You're smart.
Smart man. I have to be up early in the morning. But yeah, it's hard. And then, like, somebody will be on who you don't know is going to be on, and I'll be like, well, not on schedule. I don't schedule them all, but, like, at nighttime I know, like, who's going to be on certain days, and I try to, like, spread the love. But as I said, poor Betty, because Zell just goes, is it 9 o'clock? Sorry, Betty. You start streaming at, like, 10.
That's the only time I stream, Zell, is like I get kiddo to sleep, and that's when I can hop on stream. So
I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying, like, oh my god, OBS today can stop with its shit. Okay, it's back already. All right, so do you have anything coming up that we should be excited about?
You know what? I am going to continue to be participating in the Dr. Mario Versus Championship, and that will be ongoing. So you might see me pop up on random days and times just trying to defeat them all. So stay tuned.
Betty, I would like you to take a moment, reflect yourself, and then tell your stream. Why should we go to a BettyB?
Well, simply, I would love to get to know you guys, and I would love you to get to know me.
Gotta defeat. All right. So, I all know what time it is. It's time for the who like to do an
I will say my unmasking is a little bit probably different than most because I did script this from the very first podcast that Zell did. I considered my answer to this question. So I've been thinking on this a while. So
I just like that you think you're unique and that you wrote it ahead of time. I appreciate it.
Are other people?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't ask people. Sorry, Ben. All right. Let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. Should I go?
Yeah, I unmasked you. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. So, as I kind of talked about, streaming has been a wild roller coaster of emotions for me. You look back at the times when you only had maybe two viewers, one of which was your husband, when you didn't know what the lingo was. And I really don't even now. I'm still learning that. A time when bits and subs meant something completely different. Knowing that all trolls and haters were out there lurking, waiting to say something that would make you wonder if it's all worth it. Well, I'm here to say that honestly, it was worth it for me. What I gained is a whole new way to connect to others that I would never have had the opportunity to do. To listen to artists that I would never have had the opportunity to listen to, play games with the support from friends and onlookers, which, let's be honest, onlookers are just people that aren't my friends yet, and they're friends in the making. So I found my passion for gaming again, and I really learned to like the me that plays games and jokes with people and becomes part of their community. That's something I'll never I that's something I really appreciate with doing this. And so with every streamer that has welcomed me in, said hello, shared their pet pictures in Discord, shared their life with me, just know I value that immensely. With each follow of my stream, each cheer and support that you have provided me in return, my heart has grown through that, and I really felt like I belonged here. Um, I I will say that I always have that fear of regressing and going back into like isolation of not having people that are there. So, and that somehow it will leave you as less of a person than when you began streaming to begin with. But I can only hope that I reach people through Twitch the same way that like, and impact their life the same way that they have impacted mine. And so I just really appreciate what this has provided to me. And so there is still that fear, but it's worth it.
Betty, you have one question to ask. Do you
Yes.
fear regressing, as in like socializing, or regressing like as in going back to having fewer people on?
Oh no, the regression is not being able to socialize with people because like Delta's on the rise, not to get too political and all that sort of stuff, but people are getting sick.
Not
People
to get
are
political, but the pandemic.
Yeah, but the pandemic that people are so split opinion on, and having a daughter that can't be vaccinated, and um, you know, having things that impact me because of another person's decision. It just I I want to be with people, and I want to be surrounded by those people, but I also know that I need to protect, my family first, and so sometimes I'll just have to take a step back too. So, but in that way, I hope people understand that I'm fine with them if they have to take time for themselves. Like, I'm not expecting you to be in my channels either. So when they do give me the opportunity of having them in my channel and talking with them, it's really important to me. So
I think, as far as I'm concerned, as long as you keep being the Betty B, that B's the Betty B on stream, even if Delta it becomes a bigger problem, which, mind you, I already told my kids that they can't play with the neighborhood kids again, because
yep,
it's just like my little ones, my daughter and my son can't
yep,
vaccinate, and it's a serious worry. Oh my goodness.
yep.
It's
I
like
feel you though.
real though. Like, it's such a like a real concern with the kids and going places and like going to the store and stuff, and the baby can't be vaccinated, and it's just this. Even the 7-year-old, she can't be vaccinated. It's crazy. But I don't think that you should have a problem socializing. We just might be back in our houses. Things keep the way they're going.
Right.
Terrifying.
But I really just hope that my emotions towards people, that it translates. Like I hope people see that I am authentic with my caring of them and with my excitement every time I see their name pop into chat or see their name pop into Zell's chat. So.
Well, Betty, thank you for being here. I seriously apologize that your episode was fill in last minute.
Hey, it's okay.
I don't do very good at hyping these up, by the way. I don't know why. It's one of those things like there's 1,000 things always going on, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, one of my 1,000 things that are going on is the podcast. And then this afternoon when I texted you first. I had to choose who to text and ask first, and I was like, Eddie wants. I know she does. And thank you to Jay also for taking care of the little you could. Thank you so
he's
much.
wonderful. Thank you, Jay.
It's a tradition now that in a minute when I kick you off, for you to be ready to pick who we raid. Now, I'm also going to shout out people. Say thank you to everybody, which is now also another. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for being last notice. Thank you for being you. I don't know why Betty was like, I'm not going to be. Absolutely ridiculous. Everybody wants to hear about Betty and her journey, so I'm glad we got to.
Thank you, Sal.
Because I hate.
No, don't do it, Sal. Don't